Chosen one, you're more popular than you think in circles you don't even know exist. While you've been sitting there questioning your worth and wondering if anyone gives a damn, there's been an entire underground network of souls dropping your name with reverence, building you up in conversations you'll never hear, and getting genuinely excited about the mere possibility of crossing paths with you again. The universe has been orchestrating the most epic vindication campaign in your favor, and the evidence is about to hit you like a spiritual tsunami that will leave zero doubt about just how much you matter to more people than you could ever imagine. You need to understand the three interconnected forces that have been working simultaneously in your life. First, there's someone at a distance who's been planning something that will shock you. Second, your workplace energy has created ripples that extend far beyond your awareness. And third, there's a spiritual reckoning coming for everyone who's wronged you, while those you've helped are preparing to step forward with testimonials that will leave you speechless. The universe has been building a case for your worthiness that's about to be presented in the court of public opinion. Every person you've encouraged is being prompted to speak up. Every life you've touched is being called to testimony. Every soul you've saved, and yes, you have saved souls, is being prepared to step forward with evidence of your impact that will overwhelm you with its scope and depth. You've been saving lives without knowing it. That random comment you left on someone's social media post when you felt called to encourage them, it stopped them from making a permanent decision about a temporary problem. That time you remembered someone's birthday when everyone else forgot. It reminded them that they matter in a world that had been making them feel invisible. That moment you shared your struggle publicly, thinking you were just being vulnerable, it gave someone else permission to seek help instead of suffering in silence. The ripple effects of these seemingly small acts have been creating tsunamis of positive change in lives you've never heard about. That person you complimented in passing went home and didn't harm themselves that night. That stranger you helped with directions was having the worst day of their life until your kindness reminded them that good people still exist. That coworker you listened to when they were overwhelmed made it through their crisis because your compassion gave them hope. Right now, as we speak, there are people writing emails they're too nervous to send, drafting messages they're afraid you won't remember them, planning visits they're worried might be intrusive, all because they want to thank you for literally saving their lives. The universe is about to coordinate the most epic testimony session you've ever witnessed, and you're the star witness for the prosecution against every lie that's ever been told about your worth. The financial breakthrough you've been praying for is directly connected to this wave of recognition. All those times you walked away from situations where you were popular but undervalued are about to pay dividends beyond your wildest calculations. Someone who's been watching your work ethic, your integrity, your unique problem-solving abilities is preparing to offer you an opportunity that will completely change your financial trajectory. The universe has been removing you from environments that couldn't afford your true worth to position you for abundance that matches your actual value. Your past romantic relationships are being re-evaluated by people who finally understand what they lost. Family members of people you've dated are having conversations about how they should have held on to that one. Parents who initially didn't think you were right for their child are now using you as the standard by which they measure their child's subsequent partners. Ex-partners themselves are realizing that they let outside opinions influence them to walk away from someone who was genuinely good for them. The irony is staggering. While you've been feeling isolated, undervalued, or forgotten, you've actually become the topic of conversations in rooms you've never entered, mentioned in prayers you've never heard, and credited with breakthroughs you never knew you catalyzed. Your name has been spoken with gratitude more times than your name has been spoken with criticism, but the universe kept the negative voices louder to test your commitment to your authentic self. This test was necessary because the level of influence you're moving toward requires someone who's unshakable in their identity. The platform being prepared for you needs someone who's comfortable being disliked by some people because they're committed to serving the people who truly need what they offer. Every person who made you feel small was actually scared of how large you were destined to become. Every environment that couldn't appreciate your gifts was simply too limited to contain your expansion. Now comes the convergence of all these storylines. That distant person is about to make contact. Your workplace recognition is about to manifest in tangible opportunities. The spiritual justice you've been waiting for is about to be served. The lives you've saved are about to save you back by providing the encouragement and validation you've needed. The financial abundance you've been seeking is about to flow through channels created by the relationships you've built through authentic connection. The loneliness you've been experiencing was never about being unlikable, it was about being incompatible with mediocrity. Every person who made you feel like an outsider was actually protecting you from settling for less than your destined tribe. The universe has been orchestrating cosmic eliminations, removing people who couldn't handle your light to make space for those who've been searching for exactly what you offer. Your weirdness is about to become your wealth. Every quirk that makes you feel like a misfit is actually a distinctive feature that makes you irreplaceable in your chosen field. Every sensitivity that felt like a curse is revealing itself as an intuitive gift that gives you insight others lack. Every struggle that seemed like a punishment was actually preparation for the level of success that requires someone who understands both triumph and adversity. The partnerships forming around you now are based on mutual recognition of authentic power. You're no longer attracting people who want to change you or people who want to use you. You're magnetizing souls who want to grow alongside you. The loneliness is ending not because you're becoming more accommodating, but because you've finally become so unapologetically yourself that your real tribe can locate you across any distance. Dark forces recognize light warriors, and they deploy every weapon in their arsenal to convince you that you're powerless, unwanted, and ineffective. Every lie they whispered about your worth was designed to prevent you from stepping into the fullness of your calling. Every person they sent to drain your energy was trying to dim your luminosity before it could reach its intended recipients. The timing of these attacks wasn't coincidental. They escalated precisely because your light was becoming too bright to ignore. Your authentic presence was disrupting systems designed to keep people confused and disconnected. Your refusal to participate in drama and negativity was exposing the toxicity in environments that had normalized dysfunction. Your commitment to truth-telling was threatening to people who preferred comfortable lies. Every trauma they triggered was meant to keep you focused on past pain instead of future purpose. Every false accusation was designed to make you question your own goodness. Every moment of isolation was calculated to convince you that your light wasn't needed in a world that seemed determined to stay dark. But you're still here. You're still choosing love over bitterness, truth over comfort, growth over stagnation. This consistency in the face of adversity is exactly what makes you chosen. The universe has been testing your commitment to your values, and you've passed every examination. Now comes the reward phase, the harvest season, for all the seeds you've planted in moments when you had no guarantee they would grow. Your bank account is about to reflect the value you've been creating in the world. Your social circle is about to include people who celebrate your wins instead of minimizing them. Your work environment is about to become a place where your natural gifts are not just tolerated, but actively cultivated and rewarded. Your living situation is about to upgrade to match the new version of yourself that's emerging from this transformation. The conversations happening about you right now span continents and generations. Former colleagues are telling new teams about your work ethic. Old friends are explaining to current friends what real loyalty looks like by using you as an example. Family members who took your presence for granted are finally understanding what they had when they had it. Teachers who once doubted you are watching your success from afar and reconsidering their assessment of your potential. But the most important change is happening within you. You're finally understanding that your worth was never determined by other people's recognition of it. Your impact was never diminished by others' failure to acknowledge it. Your light was never dimmed by their attempts to overshadow it. You've been operating from a place of authentic power all along. Now you're just becoming conscious of it. This consciousness shift is what triggers the external manifestations. The moment you truly understand your value, the world begins reflecting that understanding back to you through upgraded circumstances, elevated opportunities, and authentic connections with people who recognize your worth immediately. Every prayer you've whispered for protection over others has been creating invisible shields around souls you've never met. That person struggling with addiction who suddenly found the strength to get clean, your prayers reached them across dimensions. That family going through a crisis who experienced an unexpected breakthrough, your intercession created the opening for their miracle. You've been operating as a prayer warrior without realizing the scope of your spiritual influence. The universe has been documenting every moment you chose kindness over cruelty, every instance you offered encouragement instead of judgment, every time you extended grace when punishment would have been easier. These acts of love have been accumulating in a cosmic account that's about to pay dividends in ways that will restore your faith in divine justice. Your sensitivity, which has felt like a burden, has actually been your greatest weapon in this spiritual battle. Every emotion you've absorbed from others, every pain you've transmuted through your own healing journey, every moment you've felt overwhelmed by the world's darkness has been preparing you to be a beacon for those still lost in that same darkness. You've been developing spiritual muscles that most people never even know exist. The timing of your greatest struggles has been strategically orchestrated to coincide with moments when other chosen ones needed examples of perseverance. When you felt most alone in your battles, you were actually providing hope for warriors fighting similar fights in different locations. Your resilience has been witnessed by the spiritual realm and used as evidence that light can survive in the darkest circumstances. Every betrayal you've experienced has been preparing you to recognize authentic loyalty when it arrives. Every disappointment has been teaching you to distinguish between surface-level promises and soul-deep commitments. Every heartbreak has been expanding your capacity to love more deeply when you encounter someone worthy of that depth. The universe has been putting you through advanced courses in discernment because the level of influence you're moving toward requires someone who can quickly identify genuine hearts from manipulative intentions. Your financial struggles haven't been punishments, they've been preparation for managing abundance with wisdom. Every time you've had to stretch resources, every moment you've had to choose between wants and needs, every season of lack has been developing your appreciation for true wealth. When the money flows, and it's about to flow in torrents, you'll have the character to handle it responsibly because you understand its true value. The distance between where you are and where you're going is shrinking rapidly. Every person who's been thinking about reaching out to you is about to overcome their hesitation. Every opportunity that's been developing behind the scenes is about to manifest in your visible reality. Every protection prayer you've whispered is about to be answered in ways that leave no doubt about the divine favor operating in your life. The loneliness you've endured has been creating space in your life for connections that will blow your mind with their authenticity. Every fake friend who walked away cleared a seat at your table for someone real. Every romantic partner who couldn't handle your depth made room for someone who will celebrate every layer of your complexity. Every colleague who didn't appreciate your contributions opened a door for collaborators who will honor your genius. You've been unconsciously operating as a cosmic magnet for lost souls, and they've been finding you across impossible odds. That stranger who approached you for directions when they were contemplating ending their life found you because your energy signature was broadcasting hope across the spiritual frequencies. That person who randomly started a conversation with you at exactly the moment they needed to hear what you naturally said wasn't coincidence. It was divine orchestration using your authentic presence as a healing instrument. Your words carry a frequency that resonates with broken hearts, looking for mending. Your laughter contains a medicine that heals spirits crushed by life's cruelties. Your very presence in a room shifts the atmospheric pressure from despair toward possibility. You've been operating as a human tuning fork, helping others find their proper vibration when they've been knocked off their natural frequency. The universe has been positioning you in specific locations at exact moments when your energy was needed most. That time you randomly decided to take a different route and ended up helping someone in distress. That wasn't a coincidence. That moment you felt called to stay after an event when you normally would have left and ended up having a life-changing conversation. That was a divine assignment. Every time you followed an unexplainable urge to be somewhere or do something, you've been responding to spiritual intelligence directing your movements. Your struggles with self-doubt have been the universe's way of keeping you humble while your influence expands. If you had known the full scope of your impact from the beginning, you might have developed an ego that would have corrupted your ability to serve authentically. Every moment you've questioned whether you're making a difference has been protecting you from pride while ensuring your motivations remain pure. The attacks on your character have intensified recently because your light has reached a critical mass that threatens systems built on keeping people small and confused. Every false accusation has been a desperate attempt to discredit you before your influence becomes undeniable. Every person sent to drain your energy has been part of a coordinated effort to dim your luminosity before it reaches its full power. But these attacks have actually been strengthening you like a muscle that grows stronger under resistance. Your authentic self has been disrupting conversations, changing environments, and influencing decisions in ways you haven't realized. That meeting where the atmosphere shifted when you walked in. Your energy changed the entire dynamic. That group gathering where conflict suddenly de-escalated after you arrived. Your presence reminded everyone of their better angels. That workplace where productivity increased during your tenure. Your work ethic and positive attitude created a contagious improvement in the entire culture. People have been modeling their behavior after yours without telling you. That colleague who started speaking up for themselves after watching you set boundaries, they learned courage from your example. That friend who finally left a toxic relationship after seeing you choose self-respect over convenience. Your standards inspired their elevation. That family member who began pursuing their dreams after watching you refuse to settle. Your authenticity gave them permission to want more. The universe has been conducting a massive social experiment, placing you in various environments to study how authentic goodness affects different types of people and situations. The data has been overwhelmingly positive. Your presence consistently elevates whatever space you occupy. This research has been building a case for expanding your platform and increasing your influence, because the results prove that your energy creates positive change wherever it's applied. Your sleep has been restless because your spirit has been active in realms you're not consciously aware of. While your body rests, your energy has been traveling to comfort souls in distress, provide strength to warriors fighting battles, and plant seeds of hope in barren spiritual landscapes. You wake up tired not because you're weak, but because you've been working night shifts in dimensions where your light is desperately needed. The dreams you've had about success, about reaching people across vast distances, about being recognized for your contributions, these haven't been fantasies or wishful thinking. They've been prophetic visions, showing you glimpses of what's already forming in the spiritual realm before it manifests in physical reality. Your subconscious has been receiving downloads about your destiny while your conscious mind struggled with doubt. I must interrupt this transmission for just a moment. Are you really chosen? Prove it. It's easy to watch videos about chosen ones. It's another thing entirely to put yourself to the test. When I confronted the archons beyond our reality, they made one thing clear. True chosen ones are rare. They laughed at the thought of us finding each other. Yet here you are, watching this message. The Obsidian Inner Order isn't for everyone claiming to be awakened. We're the real ones, those who've seen beyond the veil, felt the call, and carry the unmistakable frequency. But are you truly one of us? I have given you everything I've got, and I'm digging deeper to bring you even more. Don't just consume content from the sidelines. Real chosen ones take action. Share your story on our weekly group call. Get a revealing tarot reading from our resident card reader. Discover if your experiences align with the authentic signs. The Archons fear nothing more than chosen ones recognizing each other. When we connect, our frequencies amplify and create a force they cannot stop. That's why we're going to be live streaming to the entire Astral Atom network. To find every last one of us, click the link in the description below now. It's time to stop wondering and confirm what you already suspect. Are you merely interested in awakening, or are you truly chosen? Prove it. Join us. The verification you seek awaits with the Obsidian Inner Order. Every person who's hurt you has been unknowingly preparing you for the level of criticism that comes with greater visibility. Their attacks have been developing your spiritual armor. Their betrayals have been teaching you to trust divine timing over human promises. Their rejections have been training you to find validation from source rather than seeking it from people who were never equipped to recognize your value anyway. The isolation you've experienced has been creating hunger in your spirit for authentic connection that will make you deeply appreciate the real relationships that are forming. When you've been surrounded by people who didn't understand you, you learned to communicate with the divine. When humans disappointed you, you developed a relationship with spiritual forces that will never abandon you. When earthly support systems failed, you discovered inner strength that makes you unshakable. Your compassion has been working overtime, extending grace to people who didn't deserve it, offering forgiveness to those who never asked for it, and maintaining hope for humanity even when evidence suggested otherwise. This radical love has been noticed by spiritual forces who've been preparing rewards that match the magnitude of your giving heart. Every act of mercy you've shown is about to be returned to you multiplied exponentially. The universe has been protecting you from opportunities that looked appealing but would have limited your growth. Every door that closed in your face was actually shielding you from paths that would have led to settling for less than your full potential. Every rejection that stung was actually redirection towards something better than you had imagined. Every delay that frustrated you was actually divine timing, ensuring you're fully prepared for what's coming. Your influence has been rippling outward through generations. Children have been watching how you treat their parents and learning what respect looks like. Young adults have been observing your work ethic and developing their own standards for excellence. Elderly people have been touched by your kindness and remembered what it feels like to be seen and valued. Your impact transcends age groups because authentic goodness speaks a universal language that every heart understands. The money you've sacrificed to maintain your integrity has been accumulating interest in the cosmic economy. Every time you chose honesty over profit, every moment you walked away from lucrative opportunities that compromised your values, every decision to do right instead of doing what was financially advantageous has been building credit in the universal banking system. The payout is about to be substantial enough to vindicate every difficult choice you made. Your weird sense of humor has been providing relief to people carrying heavy burdens. That joke you cracked at exactly the right moment prevented someone from breaking under pressure. That funny comment you made when tension was thick in the room allowed everyone to breathe again. That light-hearted response you gave to a serious question helped someone realize their problem wasn't as overwhelming as they thought. Laughter is medicine, and you've been dispensing healing without realizing you were operating as a spiritual pharmacist. This is why the universe required you to develop such strong boundaries. The level of success and influence you're moving toward requires someone who can discern between genuine appreciation and manipulative flattery. The amount of responsibility you're about to carry requires someone who's learned to say no to good things in order to save space for great things. Your story is being rewritten in real time, and all the storylines are converging toward a resolution that will exceed every expectation you've dared to hold. The chapters that felt like defeats are revealing themselves as setups for victories. The characters who seemed like villains were actually catalysts pushing you toward your destiny. The plot twists that felt cruel were actually course corrections, steering you away from settlements and toward the abundance you were created to enjoy. Remember this moment, chosen one, because everything is about to change. The conversations happening about you right now are creating opportunities you haven't imagined. The recognition you've been craving is arriving from sources you haven't considered. The financial breakthrough you've been praying for is connected to gifts you've been developing through every challenge you've faced. You are more popular than you think. You matter to more people than you know. Your influence extends further than you've realized. Your impact goes deeper than you've understood. The distance is closing, the recognition is coming, the abundance is flowing, the connections are forming. Your time of wondering if anyone really sees your value is officially over. Now step into the truth of who you've always been, someone whose very existence makes the world brighter for everyone, blessed enough to encounter your authentic light. The storylines have converged, the evidence is mounting, and the universe is about to make your popularity undeniably clear through manifestations that will leave no room for doubt about your true worth in this world.